Welcome into a Gallen of Questions. My name is Pat Gallen, and in the summer months, when you're yearning for Eagles content, well, where do you go? To me, or to the guy that is sitting here in the studio from the Phillies Ringer. What is it? The Ringer's Philly Special.
You got it, yep.
Sheil Kapadia is here. Sheil, thanks for coming back. And just to let everyone know, like, we did this already last week, and there was something wrong with the record. So you came back, and I appreciate that. That's why you're a great friend.
I came back, and now you might surprise me with new questions. Things have happened since we recorded that, so who knows?
Maybe or maybe not. So let's see what's in here. So what we normally do is at the end of an episode, we pull out the can. People pull out questions. We answer the questions. But we're going to go a full episode with the can. There's a bunch of questions in here. I think there's about 20. And we'll see how many we can get to in the next few minutes.
I love it.
All right, great.
And you came up with these. You cut them. You printed them. You
did,
did it
yeah.
all.
That
I mean,
was,
one-man operation.
Arts and
Incredible.
crafts.
Okay.
That's what I'm good at.
Let's do it.
So let's see.
Who is the most underrated Eagle?
Who's the most underrated Eagle?
Most underrated? See, my first instinct was Lane Johnson, but he's like a future Hall of Famer probably, so that's probably not
Properly rated, maybe?
Properly rated. And I'm going to go with special teams.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah?
How about Jake Elliott?
I like that one.
Because you watch football on Sundays,
Yeah.
and you're looking at these different teams, and kickers can just end a team season, mess everything up. And Jake Elliott, you never worry about it. You're always happy with Jake Elliott.
He's paid properly. Is A.J. Brown maybe slightly underrated?
Is he underrated?
Do you think he's properly rated?
Yeah, I think he's probably in that, top
Yeah, I
5,
guess he
top
did
6
get
wide
paid.
receiver. He's right there.
All right, I like your
Yeah.
answer, though, the
There you
best. All right, that was the first one. That was a good one because I came up with it. Let's see what we got here. Okay, Saquon Barkley, the newest Eagle, will top 1,400 total yards. True or false? 1,400 total yards.
I'm going to say false.
False.
That's a big number, 1,400. He can have a very good season and not be over 1,400 yards. With running backs at this stage of their career, with his workload, you always have the injury risk.
Yeah.
By the way, the Eagles could say, we don't want to run this guy into the ground. We're trying to win a Super
Fair.
Bowl. We need him healthy and fresh in January. So I think something like 1,200, maybe
Okay.
1,300.
Close.
1,400 would be
That's
you
a pretty big
knocked it out
number.
of the park type season. I think.
He has that sort of talent.
Yes.
And you and I spoke about this before, but is there something to Jalen Hurts being a running quarterback and not utilizing the running back out of the backfield in the screen game, which is something they really don't do that often anymore?
Yeah, with running backs catching the ball, there's two aspects of it. One is the checkdowns. You're looking for other guys. They're
Yep.
not open. You throw it to Saquon Barkley. In that respect, the scrambling quarterbacks, they generally go, I could either throw it to him or I could run it myself.
Right.
And they usually run it themselves. So I think Jalen Hurts will continue to do that. Now, maybe they scheme stuff up, like you mentioned, the screen game,
Yep.
run him on real routes. He can do those things. It's just a matter of you have A.J. Brown, Devontae Smith. There's a lot of mouths to feed. So I don't know how high that bar is with
That's
him
all
as a
right, though.
receiver.
That's a good problem to have.
Yeah.
Is a lot of mouths to feed. All right, jump in there. We're two down.
Let's go. What do we got here? All right.
I mixed them up well.
What actor should play Howie Roseman in an action movie? An action movie, very specific.
Yeah.
Based on the Eagles.
An action movie.
All right.
Let's say someone's broken into the NovaCare complex and has taken everyone
Yeah.
hostage. Who is Howie Roseman?
Do you have a name? Can I buy some time? And do you have anyone while I sort of think this?
Let me think
in
about
my
this.
head?
An action star?
Yeah.
Liam Neeson's a little too old.
Yeah. Yeah,
About
not
like
bad. A younger Liam
a younger
Neeson,
Liam
though, would be
Neeson, maybe.
interesting. Yeah.
But he has an accent too, so that wouldn't work.
He can act.
How about Michael Fassbender,
Okay.
who has been in some action films? I don't know.
Okay.
What do you?
All right,
thinking?
this isn't an action movie, but my scope in non-sports is very limited. So
Okay.
my wife,
I
and
don't
just,
believe that.
just
Come
finished
on.
watching the movie the show Hacks.
Show Hacks. Okay.
And the writer who's also in the show, I think his name is Paul Downs. He's like the agent.
Okay.
And I could see him being I don't know what his action chops are, but I thought he was a good actor. He entertained me.
I don't know his
Yeah.
catalog,
Yeah.
so to speak.
Look it up.
But let's go with
Get
Paul
back to me.
Downs,
There you go.
Michael Fassbender, and a young
Okay.
Liam Neeson.
Yeah. Not Slice. I was like Slice Stallone. Yeah, I'm going
Well,
Steven Seagal. No,
Sly's
I'm going
a little
old
too
school
big.
here. Yeah.
Sly's a little too big. Rank in terms of importance to the Eagles. We've got Dom DeSandro, Darius Slay, Jake Elliott, Cam Jurgens.
All right, I'm going
So
backwards.
in terms
here.
of importance.
This is a way to buy time. I'm going to go backwards here. In terms of importance, I would say let's go Cam Jurgens fourth.
Really?
Is
As
that
the guy
that might be
taking
a bad
over for...
answer. Hold on. No, I'm gonna still go Cam
Okay.
Jurgens because I mean, yeah, I there's a lot on Cam Jurgens. He's taken over for Jason
Sure,
Kelce.
yep.
But if he were to get injured and Landon Dickerson slides over, or they got a bat, maybe they could figure out center. So I'm going him for Jake Elliott. I'm going to go third. He's going to be in a lot. We just talked about him.
Yeah.
A lot of high leverage situations.
Absolutely.
Jake Elliott. I think I go Slay.
Slay second?
This might be terrible. I might call you in an hour and be like, we need to
gotta
redo
cut
that
that
question. Yeah. I'm going to go Slay second only because, they have some nice young cornerbacks, but they're all unknowns. There's no one else on the roster here. Like, this guy can start and play well. So I think Slay, if he can stay healthy, that's big. And then how are you going to go against Dom? Is now a national.
On this list is the most important person in the
on.
Eagles organization.
Have you heard anyone from the Eagles talk about Dom DeSandro? It's like this guy, without him, the whole they might have to move the organization to another city. So, yeah, Dom is first.
If you could liken the 2024 Eagles to a musician or band, who would you pick? That should have been your pick anyway, so you'll go next.
All right, musician or band.
You could liken the 2024 Eagles to a musician.
All right, so if
band.
things go well, I know a band that we're both a fan of, Mount Joy. I mean, that just hit after hit, bringing you joy.
Local
top
product.
of the league, local product.
Yep.
Big Eagles fans, so shout out to them. But I see this as a high variance team, the Eagles, where it could go great. It also could go horribly for them,
that is true.
this season. So is there, I need a little bit of help from you here. Is there a musician where you're like, if I just go shuffle, it could be a great song, it could be a terrible song?
I should have thought about when I wrote these questions out. I didn't give it a lot of thought deep. I think I said this before. Bruce Springsteen comes to mind right away.
You're going to get a lot of hate mail for that.
You might get a lot.
You said it, not
but
me.
He's got some huge hits, like he's selling out arenas. But I think there's some stuff down the catalog that maybe I don't know that well.
Okay.
You're not a Bruce.
No,
I'm not upsetting you.
I'm the only sports writer who's not a big Bruce Springsteen.
Let's go
fan,
with that until I can think of a better answer. We might have to cut that one out too.
Okay, yeah,
because I'll get hate mail for it.
That's right. You got to watch out. I mean, some of these musicians, you got to watch.
Yeah, that is true.
All right. Will James Bradbury be on the roster week 1 in Brazil? I'm a no on that. He's still on the roster right now, but I think they have enough young talent at corner. I know they're moving him to safety. I just have a hard time believing they're going to say he's one of our best options week 1. I think they're maybe hanging on to him, saying, hey, do we have an injury at safety? Then at least we have him. Or at corner, at least we have him. Maybe another team has an injury in training camp, and they say, hey, we'll do a day 3 pick swap. You're not going to get a whole lot for James Bradbury, but I'm going to say no, he's not on the roster week 1 in Brazil.
Which Eagles player is the most enjoyable to watch?
Jalen, I'll tell you what, Jalen Carter.
Oh, Jalen Carter.
Yes. You can say
when in the first 8 games or
first
so?
8 games of the season, I've been watching, I've been watching Eagles film since when? 2012.
At least.
Not many defensive tackles, probably Fletcher Cox. And other than that you watch on film and you're just like, holy cow, look at what he did to this large human being in front of him. So I'm going to go with that. Let's go it's under the radar. But I think Jalen Carter, when he shows those flashes, I rewind. The announcers go nuts.
That good.
And he's got that potential this year to be a top 5, top 10 defensive lineman in the NFL.
All right. That's a good one. Jump in there.
Let's see what we got here. If the Eagles have to play another international game, where would you want it to be played?
Where are we going on vacation, Sheil?
This is a tough one. I mean, I would like to go pretty much anywhere. I mean, you could name 20 different
I think
places.
I have narrowed it down to Aruba.
Aruba.
Do they have a stadium? I don't know.
I'll go to anywhere in the Caribbean. We did a Turks and Caicos family vacation. Can they fit that many people? I don't know. It's a very small.
Arena?
But so I'll go with that one. I'm trying to think of the other ones where they actually play. They did a Germany. They did a Mexico City. So those are a couple.
How about Barcelona? That'd be fun.
Yeah.
Let's go to Spain.
Let's go. I love Spain.
We're going to Spain.
Would love to go to Spain.
All right, we're running through these in record time, which is great. Who has the more difficult job, Kellen Moore or Vic Fangio?
This is an interesting one because my gut says Vic Fangio. Less talent on that side of the ball.
Okay.
They were bad last year. It's not like you're loaded at every position. But the bar to clear for a Vic Fangio is don't be Matt Patricia.
Yeah.
And just get them to be an okay defense, and you're going to look pretty good. Kellen Moore, Jeffrey Lurie's expectation is that this should be a top. I mean, he didn't say this flat out. I think Jeffrey Lurie's expectation, top 5 offense in the NFL. It should be one of the best Eagles.
Pool,
yes,
absolutely.
with the talent. So I'm actually going to go Kellen Moore. By the way, Vic Fangio, he's got the keys. Kellen Moore, you at least have Nick Sirianni, knocking on the door. Hey,
true.
Are we sure we want to do that type of thing? And so I'm actually going to go Kellen Moore for this one.
I did not expect Matt Patricia's name to be uttered here on this show.
Yeah.
That was so ridiculous at the end of last. That was one of the more ridiculous
You
things.
didn't have him last year as the most important.
He was up. No,
Yeah,
he was not up there. Not at all.
All due respect.
Of course. Good luck, Matt.
All right. Will Jeremiah Trotter Jr. make the 2024 roster? I'm a yes on this.
Okay.
I like the pick. I heard a lot of the discussion around the pick, but Sheil, he's playing in Philadelphia. His dad was a legend. You watched his dad as a kid.
to live up to.
It's a lot to live up to. Jeremiah Trotter Jr. was not a first-round pick. He's a day 3 pick. If he is a great special teams player, and he makes a big hit, and does the Axeman at the link,
jacked up.
the crowd's going to go nuts if he does that, and he'll become a fan favorite. So I feel like there's a chance for him to earn some playing time and be a player on defense, but he doesn't need to do that, and they don't have a lot of depth there.
Right.
And so I think he's learning from his dad. His dad will show him the ropes. So I'm bullish on Jeremiah Trotter Jr.
What percentage odds? Because as a day 3 pick, you're never guaranteed anything.
Definitely
pretty
over
high?
50. Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm going
okay.
75,
All right.
75-ish. Yeah,
I like
I
that.
think he's got a good shot.
I would love to see that 54 out
Yeah,
there. That would
be
be a lot of fun. Which is better, the Kelly Greens or the white jerseys from that same time period? You got the Kelly Green over your shoulder right there.
Yeah,
I think the whites are underrated.
The whites are underrated. There's no doubt. I'm not going to come on here and rip the whites with the Kelly Green numbers and say, what is this terrible question, Pat? But I'm not good. The Kelly Green,
Greens,
you just see it. It is beautiful. Anytime I see it, a coach at practice, on a billboard, a random fan, I just look and I just say, that's the most beautiful color I've ever seen.
And when you walk around the link during game day, just how many Kelly Greens are out there?
Even close.
It's not even close.
Yeah, no.
Like it should be. Just bring it back.
I know.
100%.
I feel that about pretty much every jersey, you could tell me Sixers do I like the powder blue maroon Phillies. I'm exclusively buying from now on the powder blue and maroon, I decided.
And that is the correct response, yes. All right.
Let's see.
A few more here. We're doing well. Might have to go rapid fire soon.
Okay. Bigger dad vibes, Landon Dickerson's riding mower or Cam Jurgens beef jerky. It's got it, Landon Dickerson. I mean, come on. When you mow that.
Is that a slam dunk, though? When you make your own beef jerky.
Yeah, you're talking
You're
to the
a real
wrong
dad.
guy. I'm a vegetarian, so it's like maybe I'm
Sorry.
slanted. I'm going to go the lawn. You sit back, you look at the lawn, you look at the lines, and you say, I can still, contribute to a functioning society here.
That's true.
Yeah.
You do the Sheil Kapadia dad walk around the lawn.
Oh, yeah.
Around
you
the
do a
lawn
little
once
uncle
it's
walk.
the uncle walk.
Enjoy
That's
it. Yeah, there you go.
Well, I switched it to a dad walk because for this question. Let's see. Are Quinyon Mitchell and Cooper DeJean really draft steals?
I'm going to say no. I think the idea of draft steals is overrated. Every team before Quinyon Mitchell got taken had a chance to take Quinyon Mitchell, looked at their board and said, we like the other player better. Same with Cooper DeJean. Now, I like both players. I think they were good picks at where the Eagles got them.
Yeah.
But I think the steal thing is generally overrated.
Pretty overrated.
Yeah.
But where they got them as far as, the mocks and all that are concerned, it seems like a pretty good spot.
It was good value.
And they needed it for
Yeah.
sure. All right. Let's try to go. We don't have to go so fast here, but we're
outside of quarterback and coach, which person or player has the most pressure on them in 2024?
So outside of Nick Sirianni.
Nick Sirianni might
Jalen
have more
Hurts.
pressure on him than any coach in the NFL. I'll say that. But let's say non-quarterback, non-coach.
Yeah.
How about Jordan Davis, former first-round pick?
Good
Fletcher
answer, good
Cox
answer.
is gone. I'm talking about staying in shape. He's drinking the mango juice. He said he's not drinking the Arizona iced tea. He's drinking the mango juice.
Fresh squeezed mango juice?
I mean,
I'm
to
interested
me,
in that.
like I'm old, so I'm looking at the list. I'm like, mango juice? Let's just have the water. The mango juice is going to have sugar. I don't know.
Sugar,
Maybe
yeah.
he's got a good mango juice, but I think a lot of pressure on him, especially Jalen Carter next to him. Jordan Davis has to be a factor this year, or people are going to be questioning that pick quite a bit.
A good selection, good choice. Didn't think we'd talk about Matt Patricia or mango juice here, so you never know what you're going to get on this program. Is Jeff Lurie the best owner in sports?
In sports.
In all of sports.
Okay, in sports
Think
makes it
about
tough. I thought if you said in the NFL, I think he's a great owner. I think he does everything you want. I think he is focused on winning above all else, which you can say, isn't every owner? No, they're actually not. I mean, there are things he does in terms of spending in terms of cash spending, in terms of going after assistant coaches, in terms of reading up on where the trends of the league are going. So I'm going to go ahead and say yes. I can't think of the other great owners in the other
it's so much easier to pick out the worst owners. But I guess you could say, look, Bob Kraft, pretty decent owner in New England.
Well, let's see. Yeah,
he let. I look at owners who let the people that they hire do their job instead of kind of muddying up the waters there to be good owners. Jerry Jones has his fingerprint on things. I would not call him the greatest owner.
Yeah. Which Philly athlete from another sport, past or present, would you most want to play on the Eagles? Oh, my goodness. My mind, when I just read this, goes to Allen Iverson. I'm trying to think of what he would be. Slot corner? Running back? Slot receiver?
He'd be a heck of a slot corner. Can you imagine that speed going backwards? Absolutely.
Who is separating from Allen Iverson?
Punt returner would be.
Punt returner would be fun.
That would be on Deshaun Jackson level on returns with that speed.
Yeah.
AI is kind of
the toughness. I mean, play through anything.
The toughness.
Yeah.
Who else would be like Charles Barkley as like in his prime? Maybe
tight
like
end?
a tight end or like an edge rusher because he was faster than people. People see Big Chuck now, but in his prime.
Yes, kids, go watch the clips of that
Chuck.
Man on a fast break. I'm with you, no doubt.
What's the most difficult game on the Eagles' schedule? Have you been poring over the schedule?
I haven't been poring over it, but I do remember the two from when it was released, and it was at Baltimore, at Cincinnati.
Yeah, tough ones.
I might pick the Bengals to go to the Super Bowl in the AFC, so I think that's a tough game if Joe Burrow's healthy. And the Ravens are always tough. I mean, that's
a little bit later in the year, right?
I think so, November-ish, maybe, yeah. So if I'm looking at where they might be underdogs, there's not many games. I think those are two of the games they could be underdogs.
All right, let's cruise through. Let's see here. We got... I can't open it. Which Eagles player would you trust to babysit your kids?
Babysit my kids? Do they
need babysitters? Are they old enough?
We sometimes will let the older one watch them. But we're on. How about Brandon Graham, right? I mean, I would.
Uncle BG come on over?
I would have something planned, and then BG would come over as the babysitter, and I would scrap the other plans. I'm hanging out with BG and the kids. Yeah, I'm not going to be doing anything better than this. So he's got kids, and he's like the happiest guy I've ever seen.
My answer might hurt more than help, although I love the guy.
Okay.
But he might end up it's like bull in a china shop. Jordan Mailata.
I was
very excitable guy.
Yeah.
He'd bring the guitar over, would sing, put them to bed.
There's nothing he can't do. What can he do?
But he's so big that he probably would knock stuff over. He'd have broken.
He would be fun. I think he would be the favorite of the kids probably. They'd be like, "No, Uncle Jordan, don't leave."
Jordan,
come
back.
Okay.
Which contract extension was better, Devontae or AJ?
I think if
both seemingly good.
They're both good. I think if you're looking at it from the value that the team got, probably Devontae Smith, and he talked about this. Don't watch other people's pockets. Be happy with what you got and go from there. So I think that one will look like a bit of a bargain because I think Devontae Smith is not a huge bargain, but a little bit under market value. So I would say Devontae Smith. Yeah.
AJ got $96 million.
I think that's right. $32 million a year. Yeah.
Last question.
Okay.
Can is empty.
I don't even know where do you even get a can like that.
Lowe's, $5.
Amazing.
And then you just get the stickers and make it look good.
Resourceful, this man right here.
Try. Last one. Scale of 1 to 10, 10 being most. How much will they miss Jason Kelce and Fletcher Cox? And a bonus, who will they miss more this year?
1 to 10, I will go. You like a decimal for a 1 to 10 or no?
Let's go decimal.
Decimal. I'll go 7.5.
7.5. 7.5.
Yeah, I think
Okay.
they're going to miss both players. I think Kelce, especially when you look at just what he did on the field. There were plays you can call because you have Jason Kelce that you literally cannot call without Jason Kelce and his athleticism. That's one. Just his smarts before the snap, helping everybody. Hey, watch this guy, helping Jalen Hurts, the other offensive lineman, and then the leadership, the durability. The guy never missed a game. So man, those are big shoes to fill. So Kelce, I would go more than Cox, and Cox was one of their best defensive players last year. He was fantastic. Same thing, leadership, durability. He's setting an example to his teammates. And so, yeah, big. It was weird being at minicamp and not seeing those two guys.
But when I asked you that question earlier with Cam Jurgens, he was last on your list of importance. So do you feel pretty good
about Cam? It was a bad answer.
Cam?
You know, what do you want from me? It was a bad answer.
No, really.
It was early in our conversation.
Do
I
you
messed
feel
up.
okay about Cam Jurgens? I mean,
Let's see.
it's hard to take over for a Hall of Famer no matter who it is.
Yeah.
But
I think he can be a solid starter, and I think that's what you
Okay.
look for this year. If it's more than that, that's great. You just want solid starter, not this huge, step back. Just he's not messing up. He's putting you in a good spot to succeed.
not a solid starter, an all-star, Sheil Kapadia from The Ringer. Sheil, always a pleasure, my friend.
Thanks for
coming
having
in.
me.
Yeah,
Yep.
that was fun.